Call this meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Roscoe.
Here.
Roscoe here. Lotto.
Here.
Lotto here. Rita.
Yes.
Rita here. Rita.
Here.
Rita here. Donahue.
Here.
Donahue here. Holly.
Here.
Holly here. Fairwell. Fairwell absent. Osling.
Here.
Osling here. Thompson.
Here.
Thompson here. Carr.
Here.
Carr here. Pittman.
Here.
Pittman here. Slattery. Slattery here. Poulos.
Here.
Poulos here. Johnson.
Present.
Johnson here. 13 present.
Thank you very much. Before I say, I want to apologize. I've been overcoming the flu for the past almost month. So if I sound a little bit, that's the reason why. We move on now to the presentation of journal proceedings. I need a motion to approve the city council minutes for the date of May the 23rd, 2017. A motion by Alderman Poulos, second by Alderman Vieira. Any questions?
There's a correction that they didn't put in there that I mentioned that the committees hadn't been able to meet.
All right, we'll make that notation. So, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Or we want to do a roll call?
Could you do a roll call, please?
Roll call, that's fine.
Roscoe.
Aye.
Roscoe, aye. Aye. Milano, aye. Vieta.
Aye.
Vieta, aye. Rita.
Aye.
Rita, aye. Donahue.
No.
Donahue, no. Holly.
Aye.
Holly, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Thompson.
Aye.
Thompson, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Pittman.
Aye.
Pittman, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Poulos.
Aye.
Poulos, aye. Johnson.
Aye.
Johnson, aye. 12 ayes and 1 no.
Thank you very much. Now to public comment, council.
You are all welcome as observers to tonight's meeting. You are politely reminded that the purpose of the meeting is for the deliberation of the council and the mayor regarding city governance. If you intend to speak, please once recognized by the chair, approach the podium, announce your name and address. Please be further advised that comments may be limited to 3 minutes or forwarded to the appropriate city personnel for follow-up.
Anyone? Go ahead, sir. I will need your name and address, please.
Mayor, Alderman, my name is Mike Henry. I'm the new general manager for Republic Services. We provide municipal collection, general recycling services, and landscape collection services to the city of Blue Island. My address is 13701 South Osner Avenue, Crestwood, Illinois. Republic Services and Blue Island has had a long time relationship. I believe we've been providing your trash removal collection services for over 20 years. We are proud to be called your garbage man. Recently, the city has requested proposals for collection service, and of course, Republic Services responded with a very aggressive proposal, providing the city with the same dependable service that you've become accustomed to, with a major cost savings to the city. In fact, our proposal saves the city $220,000 more than the next closest responsible proposal. We were the lowest responsible bidder on the proposals. I have contacted your Assistant General Counsel, Andy Trucco, several times to negotiate any concerns that the city may have, look at terms that the city may want, and even sharpen our pencil if that's what the city would like to do. As the city has put in their request for proposals on page 3, the city, quote, "The city reserves the right to further negotiate with any contractors of its choice." I am here this evening to let each of you know that, to say we are at your disposal. We would like very much to continue to work for the city and the citizens. However, time is running out on the current contract. The current contract is set to expire June 30th. That means the council has only 17 days left to review, negotiate, and decide on contract terms. Republic Services has over 15,000 trash containers within the city limits. carts. And we'll also need to address the city's current outstanding financial obligations to Republic Services. Again, we stand ready to negotiate with the city on any concerns that you may have. The proposal is for a 5-year term, and we stand ready to negotiate on that. However, due to the limited time, like I said, 17 days remaining, we have submitted to the city a 6-month extension, if you so choose. This extension will allow you to review the information more carefully and make an educated decision on your garbage services moving forward. The city of Blue Island does not strike me as a city that would approve a proposal before you know all the facts. Again, we would prefer to negotiate and for a long-term contract. However, we are also realistic. Time is running out, and we'd be glad to provide this extension for you for the next 6 months in order for you to review all the services. For example, 3 flat and 4 flat services
So your
are
time's
no
gonna
longer...
your time's going to be ready now, so you got to wrap it up.
Okay, I'll wrap up. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much.
3 flat and 4 flat services are not in the current proposal. You may want to consider that. Again, we stand at your assistance. Please let me know how I can serve you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Ms. Face screen. Name and address, please.
Carol Pace Green, 2731 Orchard Street,
Ms.
Blue
Green, could you
Island,
just bring up there? You go.
Illinois.
There you go.
Can everybody hear me okay now?
Yes.
Great. I'm here because there's been a lot of chatter about what's going on at City Hall. There have been a lot of concerns regarding payroll, costs, things across the board. Of course, tonight, as a citizen, I'm just learning that a contract hasn't been negotiated for waste removal. We need to get information posted on the internet for regular citizens to see. We need to hear about what's going on within the city of Blue Island. And for the last 4 years, information has not been transparent as it should be. The codification book has not been completed, although I would have to ask, how many billable hours were submitted to complete that? And why aren't tasks getting done? Brett Postal did appeal the decision at the last job court date. So that particular lawsuit is not going away. We need our city council to be transparent, to inform citizens, to let us know what's going on. We do want to know.
Thank you very much.
And we deserve to be respected. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You'll be next. Name and address.
Tony Lee, 2800 West 127th Street. And I just want to thank the City Council and the City of Blue Island for the John Reed Rec Center. I had a chance to go over there, and it's beautiful. You know, I really did a fantastic job at that place, and Bob Jackson is doing a fantastic job. So I really have Rose to say thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Marcia Rowe, 2510 Crofton Street. My question is simple. I cannot figure out what ward I live in and who is my alderperson. We're right on the cutoff. I have looked at this map till I'm blue in the face. So who is my alderperson?
What's the address again?
2510 Cochrane.
Randy, any idea? We can get it before we leave.
So none of these alder people know who is my alderperson? Okay, thank you.
Then Mrs. Rose after that. Okay, come on. Name and address, please.
Fran Gonzalez-Lillian, 12057 Artesian.
Yes.
I'm here to invite you to the farmer's market. We started yesterday. We have new vendors, nothing but bun cakes and a few other new ones. It was nice, but a lot of people stopped by. They're waiting for the car show. So whenever you can let us know when the car show can start, we'll be very excited. Second thing is the golf course and the driving range is beautiful. So if you haven't seen the new driving range, stop by and look at it. It's beautiful. Everyone loves it. So stop by and look at it.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Rose? I know her by name because she lives down the street from where I grew up, that's all. Name and address, please.
Good evening, my name is Gloria Rose. I am at 12652 Irving Avenue. And this is my question, problem, whatever. I wrote this down so I wouldn't really mess it up. I lived in the 7th Ward for the last 57 years, and in all that time I have known people and every alderman on the 7th Ward, from Mr. Scholler to Mr. Johansson, and I don't see him here today. And I was shocked when I learned right before the election that I was now in the 4th Ward. Why did the ward jump from the other side of Western, which is the Worth Township? Who is going to benefit with this unbelievable action? We, the residents of this ward, or Calumet Township people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lockout? Name and address, please.
Hi, Red Lockout, 12915 Elm Street.
Yes, sir.
I'm the executive director of the Blue Island Chamber, and I just have a simple request. The state of Illinois now has laws for minimum wage and sick pay. Cook County is adding on top of those. So several other communities are opting out. So I'd like to suggest the council consider opting out. We already have high property taxes and other things. It would place an additional burden and make us less competitive. And I don't think businesses want to locate here. So that's my request, consider opting out.
Mr. Lockout, I think Alsop is out, correct?
Yes.
Crestwood?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I know Alsop
several
is.
are.
I know
And I
Alsop.
think June 30th is the deadline.
Correct.
Yes.
In fact, we're going to address that, inform the alderman. We have already sent out a memo regarding that to the alderman.
Okay,
Thank you
very much.
Anyone else? Let's move on. Oh. Name and address.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I have a business at 2406 Union Street. And I just wanted to say that tomorrow, June 14th, 1777, the Second Congressional Continental Congress, by resolution, adopted the flag of the United States of America. Yes, tomorrow is the 240th birthday of our American flag. Although it has been through many changes in these years, it is a symbol that we as a nation, a state, and a community come together and stand indivisible behind. I want to thank the American Legion Post 50 for their continuous support of Flag Day here in Blue Island. They're having a ceremony tomorrow at Memorial Park at 10:30 a.m. And anybody's interested, they can bring their worn and tattered flags to Memorial Park tomorrow. So happy birthday, American flag.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Now I'll move on. Name and address, please.
Pastor Lloyd Cole of Mission Covenant, 2501 College Street. I just want to stand and tell everybody I thank you for welcoming me to Blue Island, and I feel so warm, and I just want to tell everybody thank you very much.
Very welcome. And Pastor Kohler, we want to thank you from this position as the mayor, also for all the residents, for the blessing of the motorcycles that was on Sunday. Very successful. We had more than probably 60, 80 bikes came in, correct?
Sir.
And then they did a tour around a section of the town. Very successful, very impressive. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
And welcome to Blue Island.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Name and address, please.
Maria Martinez, 2249 West 123rd Place. This is not just my concern, it is a couple of people that do not want to come, so I'm bringing it to the committee here. The question was, if we have a finance committee now, when or will the government payroll be publicly posted? Will it include previous months that were not posted? It has not been made public since December of 2016.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, sir.
Hi, everybody. Kevin Brown, 2450 Ridge Street. I just wanted to thank officially everybody that helped make the Dragon Boat Festival that we put on a couple weekends ago with success. It was obviously a ton of work, and a ton of work was put in on the back end from the city as well, police department, fire department, public works. We got a ton of help from the park district as well. So everybody that helped out, obviously, you know who you are. The list is pretty long, so I don't really have time to read it here today, but I really appreciate all the help you had.
Again, Mr. Brown, on behalf of your organization, you brought Blue Island to the forefront again. In the media, I saw the clip.
Thank you.
Was it WCIU or
Yeah.
23? I saw that, very impressive again. You brought not only the South End, but Blue Island in the forefront again. It's being very innovative, new ideas, and thinking outside the loop. Again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Pleasure to do it.
And I think next year, the aldermen in the city should get a vote. And,
I think that's an amazing idea. And we can always combine you guys. He was already in.
I think it's still sort of.
But we can always, if you guys can't fill a vote, we can combine it with another organization as well. So.
It was very, again, very, very impressive. Very impressive.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Anyone else? If not, we move on.
Oh, wait, somebody
Oh.
else.
Anybody else? Go ahead. I just need your name and address.
Hello, my name is Eduardo Martino Campo. I live in Blue Island, 2327, 124th place.
Okay.
And I go to the Meadows for play golf almost 4 times a week. And the range is very, very nice. It's so green, clean, and I tell you, Rutenberg is doing a good job. And ever since Daily Tuto, I see remarkable improvement and the Meadows and the court golf. And I just want you to know how good doing is there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I also have observed, because I've been at the Meadows, not playing, but I've been there for like 3 or 4 times within the last week, so it is very impressive. Very impressive. Thank you very much. I'll pass the word on to him. Anyone else? If not, I'll move on. Report of city officials, presentations, resolutions, aldermanic committees. You have received, Alderman, a list of committees for 2017, 2019, and I'll read them as follows. Mayor Pro Tem, Tom Hawley. Public Health and Safety, Candace Carr is chair. Kevin Donahue, Dexter Johnson, Ken Pittman, George Poulos. Community Development, Tom Hawley is chair. Fred Bellato, Jairo Frausto, Dexter Johnson, Jan Osling, Nancy Rita, and Nancy Thompson. New Municipal Services, Nancy Rita as chair. Fred Bellato, Candace Carr, Kevin Donahue, Alicia Slattery. Finance Committee, Jan Osling is chair. Bill Fernwall, Jairo Frausto, Tom Hawley, Nancy Thompson, and Leticia Vieira. Judiciary, Bill Fernwall is chair. Ken Pittman, George Poulos, Alicia Slattery, and Leticia Vieira. So the aldermen also know I'm moving on to the second piece regarding appointments. My appointments are not done, so you know.
Point of order. This is a separate agenda item. Can we take action on this first one, please?
There is no vote on the first one.
Yes, there is. It's advice and consent of the city council.
No, it isn't.
Mayor. Yes, it
In my
is.
20-some years as alderman,
Point of
and
order,
4
point of order,
years-
city attorney.
and 4 years as mayor, alderman,
Point of order, city
that
attorney.
has been
Please
always
clarify.
my directive, and it is as follows.
It's-
Those are my appointments, and they exist as follows.
It's
You're
the
out of order.
You're out of order. It's advice and consent of the city council. Can you please clarify, city attorney?
Under the local ordinance that's passed in the statute, it is simply the advice and consent of council. The
Well-
mayor appoints the chair and the committee members with the advice and consent of council. That is in the code.
Bring it up. Hard copy. What are we laughing over there, Council?
We can laugh wherever we want. It's a free country.
I guess
Mayor.
we can, right?
We're absolutely able to.
Print it. Go get it.
We're in the middle of a meeting, Mayor. We just can't stop.
Oh, I'm the mayor. I can stop it at any time I want to.
It's not out of order.
Motion to reset. You know what? Let's motion to reset it, and I'll go into the appointments right now. Is that okay?
No.
We got a consensus?
No, there's not a consensus.
Council, guidance.
What's the motion? If you would like me to go and the alderman
We'll
would
pass
take a
it.
recess, or you want.
We'll pass it and move on to the second piece of business. Okay?
So you're passing the committee.
Correct.
If there wasn't.
Is there a motion? Second?
Who's the first?
Letty. Second? Aslan. Roll call.
Point of information, there's discussion.
What are we voting on exactly?
To hold off on the committees. Table it.
Table.
Well, that wasn't a motion made though.
Is it the table?
To
The table. The
To-
table?
Your Honor, to table so that they could go and pull up the printing information.
It has to be a recess. You can't table.
We'll table it to whenever.
So you can
Table?
table it.
Table.
Table? Roll call.
Motion to table.
To table what?
Table the aldermanic committee appointments.
Correct.
But if we do that, sir,
Yes,
that detains having committee meetings, correct?
possibly,
But the
correct.
question,
Yes, Alderman.
the question was regarding Mayor Pro Tem.
Is that the question?
And no, it's all separate. It's the committees, we need to vote on committees and
The Mayor Pro Tem shouldn't be on your committee list.
Okay, so I'll eliminate it. Now what?
we need to vote on the individual committees.
Again, this is the first time in my history as an alderman and also as a mayor that came to point.
I believe we voted on it 4 years ago.
Alderman.
We never got official notice of what the committees were going to be. In the past, we were always officially notified.
Well, you got notified. You got notified.
They used to send papers.
Alderman,
to
you
our
and I
house.
spoke, and you know that you wanted to be chair, correct?
That's not an official notification, that's a casual conversation.
Oh, okay.
I was not notified.
Alderman, go ahead.
How were the committees, how did you come up with these committees?
I made them up.
I'm just curious.
I made them up. I decided. I'm the mayor.
I appreciate that you're the mayor, I respect that you're the mayor. I'm just curious what decision was made going into the different...
You know what? You really want to know why?
Well, yeah,
You really want to know? Let me tell you why I made these decisions.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking for. Yes,
Well,
sir.
let's put it this way. Sometimes we didn't have quorums, or certain chairs weren't showing up. So I had to decide which would be the best interest for the city of Blue Island. And this is what I came up with.
That's a very respectful answer, and that's all I asked. I appreciate you answering
You're
the
welcome.
question.
You're more than welcome. No. Council? Go ahead, Alderman.
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
For community development, we always had difficulty coming up with a quorum.
Correct.
And you still have 7 people on that committee.
Correct.
So we're gonna have the same problems coming.
Well, you know what? That's a responsibility for every single alderman who's been elected to be there. I was an alderman for 20 years. I can probably count on my hand how many times I missed in 20 years. So that's your problem, not mine. You've been elected to be alderman, and you better take that responsibility to do it.
Hey, language, point of order. Please strike that for the record, please. Totally unacceptable. Object all language that's used like that.
Sorry about that, if I mistake.
There's children, there's families in the...
Next. Alderman Pittman, go ahead.
For public health and safety, I thought I heard Dexter Johnson being listed.
Yes.
He's not on our sheet.
We've, in fact, Lori Salgado was supposed to send out a current one with it. She did. It is on there.
Not on my sheet.
There's an addendum. We will send.
Not on my sheet. Not on mine.
Well, revised sheet, you said a revised sheet. Yes, you did.
Go ahead.
What are we voting on? Did we vote on what this motion was?
So hold it.
So it's motion on the floor was?
To table it. Agreeable?
I didn't make the motion for that, so.
Alderman
Point of clarification. You're going to remove the mayor pro tem.
Correct.
From this list.
Correct.
So we're just voting on the committees as
correct. We're not even voting on that. We're just holding everything off.
Well, I'll make a motion we approve the committees.
Yeah.
Separate from the pro tem. Take the pro
There is
tem
a
off this
motion and a
list.
second on the floor. We have to vote on the table and then we can or withdraw the motion.
Table.
That's fine.
And then we're going to vote on the committees?
You want to withdraw the motion?
Yeah. Do you want to make that motion?
Okay.
I'll second that.
So now, council?
Now, whatever the motion on the floor that has to be made for whatever action you would like to take. If you're amending the motion or amending the committees as
Your
stated.
microphone is on, I can't hear if you were saying.
So I rescind the motion to table.
It's been rescinded, and both parties have rescinded the motion.
So now would be a motion
For committees.
for committees to, on the committees, correct? Do you have a motion?
On the committees as amended to remove
The mayor pro
the
tem.
mayor pro tem and just
Table,
vote on the committees.
yeah.
To
To approve the committees only.
Without the mayor pro tem.
Correct.
That would have to be a separate motion.
Is there a second?
With the first.
Leticia? Alderman Vieira.
First.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Council, I don't know if you overheard something. So we're approving the committees,
Correct.
but we're taking the pro tem off this list. Correct. It's not on it.
That's all right.
Because it shouldn't be on our
Okay.
committees. It should
I just
just
want,
be a separate agenda.
I want the
item.
alderman to understand that
That's
we're just
all.
approving the committees and not the mayor pro tem.
So are we voting for the mayor pro tem separately?
Probably, yes.
Okay.
That would be a separate.
Yes, that would be separate.
That would have to be a separate item.
Okay.
Okay.
And a motion by Alderman Vieira.
Motion by Alderman Vieira, second by Alderman Poulos. Roll call.
Roscoe.
Got a
On the
question?
question, obviously there seems to be a lot of confusion here, a lot of questions being asked. The one concern I have with what's going on with appointments is, yes, every time committees are reappointed, department chairs, or not chairs, but department heads are appointed, yes, at the end, city council does approve the mayor's committees that he rolls out. But the one concern I have is just all these questions that are being asked. I have no problem with the committees as they are, as you assign them. The other concern I have on top of that is that the department heads are not listed. They're all to be, I know it's a separate line item right now, we're going to get to that. But my concern is, I haven't spoke with you about those, but I didn't see the superintendent of public works, superintendent of.
Alderman Frauster, back in
Department.
not to interrupt, back in 2015, the only thing that were set for appointments were Director of Public Health and Safety, Director of Finance and Administration, Director of Municipal Services, Deputy Chief, Fire Chief, City Attorneys, Corporation Counsel, and City Engineer. That's the only thing the alderman ever voted upon in 2015.
And all those are not.
The other ones are not.
They're not indicated.
Correct.
That's the next agenda.
So,
I think
I'll leave that, all right, I'll leave that for the next agenda item, but, that's just all I want to express, all the confusion here with the committees. I don't mind them, but I just see all the questions being asked and confusion, so my vote at this time is not to approve that. Although I am in favor, but it's just, I just see too much confusion here.
For the committees?
Yeah, I do, there's questions being asked, and so, I'm just expressing how I'm feeling about this right now, so.
There's a motion, there's a second.
Yes. I know, it's on the
Roll call.
question.
Frausto.
No.
Frausto, no. Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. Vieta.
Aye.
Vieta, aye. Rita.
Aye.
Rita, aye. Donahue.
Aye.
Donahue, aye. Hawley.
Aye.
Hawley, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Thompson.
Aye.
Thompson, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Pittman.
Aye.
Pittman, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Pulos.
Aye.
Pulos, aye. Johnson.
Aye.
Johnson, aye. 12 ayes and 1 no.
Thank you very much. Now, the only thing I have for appointments at this time would be the fire chief, Mr. Jim Klinker, and the city attorney, Tom Nagel. Robinson Engineering, also Eric Alvarez.
Need a motion to bring it to the board.
City engineer, correct. Do I need a motion? Want to do them separately?
Need a motion to bring the items to.
Motion?
I want to make a motion to separate these individuals.
That's fine, that's fine. So we'll start with the
Hang on a
fire.
second. Motion to bring to the floor by Alderman Bellato, second.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor for any discussion.
So there's a motion, is there a second?
There's
Okay. There's a question?
What was the criteria used for selecting Chief Jim Klinker?
The last 4 years.
Was there any,
No.
kind of in the whole appointment process? What do you, I saw police chief was on there, it said to be determined. What's your criteria for police chief since you haven't appointed one in 4 years?
Well, you know what? The qualifications that Mr. Rita has are there, okay? I haven't even gone into that yet. That's why it's to be determined. I haven't gone into it. That's why I haven't named anybody yet.
So that's what we're using Mr. Rita as the qualification?
Could be, yeah. Not full.
There's no other qualifications, so many years in the force, they need to do this, they need to do that.
Could be.
I'm just curious, he's the police chief that protects us tax-paying, home-owning citizens here in the town.
Again, we haven't had a police chief. We've only had a deputy chief for the last 4 years.
That's because you haven't appointed one, so
Right.
that's, I'm
I
just
think
curious
it's
what your plan
time.
was.
It might be time for us to do it.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay. Got a motion?
Marlo's.
Got another question? Go ahead.
So are we voting on to be determined?
You're just voting, it's just stating that I haven't decided yet. We're going to discuss that at a future meeting.
Can we have all the appointments all at the same time?
Well, I haven't decided to work on them, so I'm doing them piecemeal, so we're not wasting time.
So he's only deciding on 2 appointments.
I know, but I think that we should have all of the appointments all at once.
Well, I'm deciding to do it this way.
Okay.
Go ahead, Alderman.
Who benefits from doing it this way? I mean, I think we look foolish in front of all the people who are out there.
Well, let's put it this way. I don't want to rush into something. I have to check everybody out.
Point of order, she has the floor, can she finish her question?
Well, that's what I'm waiting for, sir.
Please, well, you don't even let her finish. Let her finish her question, please.
Go ahead.
It's just, I mean, this is unprecedented to break everything up and decide later. It's, unless you have someone in mind.
Nope.
So you haven't made a decision?
Regarding which one?
Well, you've got to be determined.
Yeah, I haven't, nothing. It's open. I haven't even addressed it yet. That's why.
It's, with all due respect, Mayor, it's been 2 months since the election.
I know that.
And
I'm not going to rush into something and just slap it on you and say, here it is.
I think it's a disservice to the community.
Well,
That's
let's
my
vote on
opinion.
this one and we move on. Alderman Slattery? Nothing? Alderman Bellato?
Just to clarify, maybe for the public, maybe even the alderman, until an appointment is made, the person in that position continues in that position.
Correct.
Okay. I would suggest until a complete list is made. We have people that are not listed on here at all. We have FEMA on here. We have Public Works that's missing. We have Collector that's missing. We need to vote no on each one of these positions until a full list is given to the council. So I would suggest the alderman vote no, because there's no harm, no one's losing their job. We have time. People in those roles continue in those roles. We vote no on this position and individual each one since we individualize them. That's my recommendation. I'd ask for the council. Is it appropriate that we table this? Is it better if we table this? Because it's the same thing. It continues on. Okay. Thought maybe there was a difference.
Again, I just want to remind the council, back in 2015, the list that I gave you were the only ones that were set for appointments. Everybody else was just basically at will, at the mayor. Go ahead, Alderman.
As you say that, you give us an incomplete list. We want a complete list. So we're voting for an attorney, a deputy chief, a fire chief, and the engineering company. We want a complete list.
Okay. Is there another?
I agree.
Alderman Bellato, go ahead.
Again, I'd like to ask that we vote no on each one of these positions. That's all I have.
Until we have a complete list.
Complete list.
Whichever way the council wants. Want a motion to table? Is there a motion to table?
What's the motion?
I make a motion to table.
A motion to table until we have a complete list.
Yes. Hang on a second. Alderman Bellato and Alderman Hollywood, you rescind your original motion then?
I'd still like to do them individually. My motion was to do them individually.
Can I suggest something, Mr. Bellato? How about when we get our complete list, then we can vote them individually?
I'm not going to rescind my motion.
Okay, thank you.
I have questions on number 3 and 4, so I'd like to get to that in order of Robert's rules. If we do follow any rules at all, we have a right to ask a question under each one of these items, not as a whole.
So you only had a motion to second, Mayor.
Okay. No second?
You call the motion to, you call the original motion, that's fine.
Which is?
Alderman Bellato and Alderman Holly had the original motion. To bring it to the floor.
Individual. Okay. Bring it to the floor individually. Got a motion and got a second. Roll call.
Fausto. This is to bring it
Individually.
Right.
Aye.
Fausto, aye. Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. Vieta.
Aye.
Vieta, aye. Rita.
Aye.
Rita, aye. Donahue.
Aye.
Donahue, aye. Hawley.
Aye.
Hawley, aye. Assam.
Aye.
Assam, aye. Thompson.
Aye.
Thompson, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Pittman.
Aye.
Pittman, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Poulos.
Aye.
Poulos, aye. Johnson.
No.
Johnson, no. 12 ayes and 1 no.
Any other business?
Isn't that to vote on, don't we have to vote on it now individually?
The only ones I'm going to have, Fire Chief Jim Clinker. Fire Chief, you got a motion?
What's the motion for?
Please speak up. I can't hear what you're saying.
The motion that the mayor just asked for is the motion to appoint Fire Chief Jim Clinker. That's the motion the mayor has requested.
So we're asking for a motion to hire.
To appoint,
I should say,
to reappoint Jim Clinker.
Motion.
Motion.
There's a point of clarification.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Alderman, go
Mayor,
ahead.
all right, just a point for clarification. We just voted to do them all individual at Alderman Bellato's request. And there was a consensus that I heard is that
But there's
to have
a
all positions tabled until we get a full list. Okay, so now we're going to vote on each individual to table them, but Alderman Bellato has questions on the last two. That clear things up? So on each one of these, we're doing individually to table, but when we go to table the last two, he has questions for us. That's why he was
The
separated.
motion is to,
That's why it was separated.
No, it's separate, we're voting on them individually,
Yes.
not to table.
You're voting on each one to table.
No,
No,
each one to
no,
approve,
you're
we're voting on each one to approve individually.
Whatever
We don't want to
motion
table.
is.
and we're saying,
Or is there a motion to table all of them?
First, let me clarify. The first motion by Alderman Bellato was to sever. The first motion by Alderman Bellato was effectively to sever because they were listed as a group action item on the agenda. So originally you would vote as a group That is the way it's listed on the agenda. Alderman Bellato has requested, and the motion passed, to sever those items into separate action items and not on a consent agenda. So now you have to vote on the individual appointments that the mayor is proposing. And that could be whatever motion you want. It could be to approve, it could be to deny, it could be to table, it could be whatever motion you want. But you have to consider them individually now because you severed the original group. Does that make sense?
But we want a complete list.
Well, right, but you still have to, I just want to make sure all the aldermen are aware procedurally what has transpired and what the next motion would be that you would be entertaining. Someone has to make a motion, whatever that action is.
I'd like to make a motion to table the first item that was separated for fire chief.
Got a motion, got a second? Second by Alderman Vieira. Roll call.
I'd like a point of order. I'd like to make a motion that we do a vote yes or no on each one of these.
Again, just for clarification, are you going to vote on the 4 that are here, or are we voting all of this? Because I'm not even ready prepared to do everything on the list.
You have 1 through 4 on here. Why was 3 and 4 even put on here then?
Just
I want to vote on 3 and 4. It's on here.
Well, here's the thing, just for information's sake that I haven't reached a decision yet. That's the only reason why they're there.
So how can we vote on something if it's on the agenda but there wasn't a decision?
For informative purposes only.
Okay.
So you didn't think that I was bypassing it, that I was going to just blow those positions off, that's all. Go ahead.
But by giving you the authority to approve those, we're giving you carte blanche to put whoever you want in there.
No, because you've got to come back and approve.
But if we're giving you approve, if we vote yes to approve 3 and 4, you could just put whoever you want in as the police chief, whoever you want as the
No,
city
it's
attorney.
never been done that way anyway.
But why even list them then if you don't have someone in the position?
So I'll take them off.
Yeah, it's not very transparent. Speaking of transparency, this is the least transparent thing you could possibly do.
So we'll take them off. So now you just got the city engineer and the fire chief.
So the original motion that was made and seconded was, the original motion that was made and seconded so far was a motion to table a reappointment of the fire chief. That is the motion that was on the floor. Clerk, is that, so everyone understands?
Table the fire chief.
Made and, I believe, seconded by Viera and made by Rowson.
I thought I was motioning to vote for the chief.
No, the motion that was the second to table Alderman Frostberg. Motion. So are you're not seconding the motion to table?
No.
Okay, so is there a second for the motion to table?
No.
Okay, so then that motion fails. There's no motion on the floor right now. So either you're approving it, either you're not approving it, or you're tabling it, or you're not taking any action.
Can I make a motion to approve or disapprove the first 2 items for fire chief and city engineer?
You have to pick one. You have to
All right,
pick
then,
one.
okay, let's start with the fire chief.
So you want a motion to approve the reappointment of the fire chief?
Correct.
Okay.
Got a motion, we got a second?
Got a second.
Alderman Pittman. Any questions?
Again, I'd like to ask the aldermen to vote no on every single appointment. Go through the process and vote no until a complete list is given. That's all I have to say.
Roll call.
The motion is to appoint Jeff Laker as fire chief.
Correct.
Roscoe.
I'm still on the question.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Just for the record, I think Fire Chief Clinker's doing an excellent job, and I'm in favor of him. But until we get a full list, and it's not that I'm not approving of him or don't like him, but I'm going to vote no. So we can start roll call. Roll call.
Roscoe.
No.
Roscoe, no. Bellato.
No.
Bellato, no. Vieira.
Aye.
And yes, Rita.
I'm voting no, with no disrespect to you, Chief. You're doing a great job, but I'd like a complete list. No.
No, and for the same reasons, until we get a full list. Sorry.
You know. Holly. Aye. Holly, yes. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, yes. Thompson.
Yes.
Thompson, yes. Carr.
I'd like to echo what Iro and, I lost track already, Kevin said. I'm all in favor of Jim being the fire chief, but I'm going to vote no on this till we get a complete list.
Pittman.
No until we get a complete list.
No. Slattery.
No, I want the list.
Slattery,
Like you,
no.
but no thing. Full list.
Slattery, no. Poulos.
No.
Poulos, no. Johnson.
I like him, so he can stay.
Now, is there a motion for the second one?
I'm sorry.
Alderman Johnson, I think.
Yes.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yeses and 8 no.
Move on to the next one.
Do I need to make a motion for that? Okay, I make a motion to approve or disapprove the city.
You have to make an affirmative.
A motion to approve the
City engineer.
city engineer.
Got a motion, got a second? Alderman Thompson, second. Question?
Echoing what I said in the first motion, number one, I think we should vote no until a complete list is done for the appointments.
Thank you. Go ahead, Alderman.
Again, when I read it for fire chief, I'll read it for our city engineer. I'm approval for anyone until we get a complete list. I will be voting no.
Thank you very much. Roll call, please.
Browster.
No.
Browster, no. Bellato.
No.
Bellato, no. Vieta.
Yes.
Vieta, yes. Rita.
No.
Rita, no. Donahue.
No, for, till we get the same list.
Right.
Donahue, no. Hawley.
Yes.
Hawley, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Thompson.
Aye.
Thompson, aye. Carr.
Tom, we love you, but no.
Carr, no. Pittman.
No.
Pittman, no. Slattery.
Nay.
Slattery, no. Poulos. No. Poulos, no. Johnson.
Yes.
Johnson, yes. 5 ayes and 8 noes.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the following business, my announcements. For those who don't know, for the past 2 weeks, yes, sir.
Still have 3 and 4 listed on here with other items that wasn't listed, so I'd like to talk or get some reasoning on why these were listed and not the other positions that are appointed listed.
Which ones are we talking about?
Item 3.
Which one?
Item 3. What page are you on? I mean, we have other positions that weren't listed, like city collector and such, and BIMA and stuff like that. I want to know how come these were put on there without any names, and the other positions were left vacant off the sheet altogether.
Well, Alderman, let's put it this way. I was running off of what had happened back in 2015. That's the list I was running off.
I believe we had a public works at that point, though, didn't we?
Yes.
But we never appointed them. Which one? All the directors? Are we talking about the directors?
Yeah, the directors, public works superintendents, there's
Okay.
20 people we did 4 years ago when you took office.
Right.
And the collector.
We just made a special motion in February to separate the collector from the clerk. But now we're not going to appoint another one?
Again, that's an issue. Go ahead, Mr. Treasurer.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate all the aldermen and everyone else for that. The past 4 years, okay, the city had a different structure of government. Different structure, basically. The setup was set up and it was working, okay? To answer the question about the Director Hoff, Director Anastasia.
I'm sorry, excuse me, point of order. I'd like to, this is from the mayor, please. I don't know how this has to do with the city treasurer.
Well, you know what? It is his
No.
position.
But no, it's not his position to appoint the city, all the city
Well, you want some
treasurers and the
explanation
positions.
why it was divided.
I'm trying to explain right now why.
We're talking about appointments, and the mayor makes the appointments. No disrespect to you, Treasurer Bellato. This is, I want to hear from the mayor. He is the leader, the CEO of the city. And I'd
Well,
like
let's
to-
put it this way. Again, I still haven't reached a decision as to whether the director's positions, okay?
And just to follow up on Alderman Bellato's comment, why was 3 and 4 put on there, but the other 10 positions not?
Because again, I'm not done with it.
But why, then why would you put 3 and 4 on there? That makes it look like you're gonna try and pull a fast one on us.
Nope. Nope, it's all transparent, it's all before you.
That's not transparent. You can't put something for us to approve. We give you carte blanche approval. It's like giving you a blank check and say, here, Mayor, here's a nice, beautiful blank check. You can do whatever you want with it.
Come on.
That's what you want us to do. Why would you leave those intentionally blank? It's really sneaky.
That's what your opinion is. Anything else? Move on. Again, regarding my mayor's announcements. Again, I want to thank the people again reiterate about the Dragon Boat. There is something, and I think our City Corporation Council was going to mention, or was going to mention to all of you about the opt-out. What, as Mr. Greg Lockout had mentioned, there's other communities that have opted out of the minimum wage increase, and that's something that we're going to have to make a decision as a city, ASAP, regarding that. What I had mentioned before is that for the last 2 weeks, I've been meeting directly with the department heads, have received status reports, their emails from the water department, building department, city engineers, fire department, golf course, public works, rec center, 911, to be updated as to how everything's going during the week. Another update, I want to thank everyone who participated for the search of the autistic young man who was found. I participated towards the end of it, and he was found by Robbins around 6:30 that day, and he's doing well. Again, the fire at Blue Kangaroo, where I came across our alderman over here, the structure right next to it. From my understanding, again, the people have been displaced, but they're fine. The main thing, we lost nobody, no life there. There was an explosion yesterday at 138th and Division at the trailer courts. The last reading is Fire Chief, he's still at Christ or no?
He's been transferred to Loyola.
Okay, for the burn unit?
Yes.
Okay.
But he's gonna be okay.
Good. Farmers Market again, School District 130. They started selling the plants. So again, once the car show starts, I think you'll get more involvement as to that. I did participate also at the St. Benedict lunch, where I took out, as I had promised, the members of the band from St. Benedict's who won first place at the Archdiocese Band Concert. That was, I did that last Wednesday. Again, we're here building a better Blue Island, and we're here as one unit, trying to be transparent as best as we can, and we'll continue being transparent, all working together. This is an elected position. We work for the people. Some of the people are here, but a lot of people are watching us there, and the people who live in Blue Island, to do the best that we can. Not for my political gain, my financial gain, or anybody else's. We're working for the people. We're servers of the people. And we move on. Any bids?
No bids, Your Honor.
City Clerk's business.
Yes, there's one item. We need a motion to approve a request from Raymond Thomas of Ravens Place to host their first annual Outdoor Customer Appreciation Festival on Sunday, August 13, 2017, from 1 p.m. until 11 p.m. They would like to block out the New Street between Western Avenue and Gregory Street for a safe time.
Need a motion by Alderman Dexter Johnson. Do I have a second by Alderman Rita? Any questions? Roll call, please.
Browsto.
Aye.
Browsto, aye. Browsto, aye. Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. Vieta.
Aye.
Vieta, aye. Rita.
Aye.
Rita, aye. Donahue.
Aye.
Donahue, aye. Hawley.
Aye.
Hawley, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Thompson.
Aye.
Thompson, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Pittman.
Aye.
Pittman, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Poulos.
Aye.
Poulos, aye. Johnson.
Aye.
Johnson, aye. 13 ayes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
City Treasurer.
Thank you, Your Honor. Every alderman shall receive the reconciliation statement dated May 31st, 2017. We need a motion to approve.
You got a motion by Alderman Osling, second by Alderman Tom Hawley. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Frausto.
Aye.
Frausto, aye. Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. Vieta.
Aye.
Vieta, aye. Rita.
Aye.
Rita, aye. Donahue.
Aye.
Donahue, aye. Hawley.
Aye.
Hawley, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Thompson.
Aye.
Thompson, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Pittman.
Aye.
Pittman, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Pulos.
Aye.
Pulos, aye. Johnson.
Aye.
Johnson, aye. 13 ayes.
Thank you very much. City Attorney?
No business, just one point of clarification, so that the aldermen are aware, since it's come up a couple times with respect to the codification process. You have voted on amendments, substantial amendments, starting with Chapter 1 of Title 1 through Title 9. That is over 100 chapters of different sections of the city code that have been updated. The codification was completed almost a year and a half to 2 years ago. You have, after codification was done, you have already reviewed more than half of the city code and brought it up to speed. There still remains chapters and titles that have to be reviewed by the Judiciary Committee, but just so that you're aware, you've seen the ordinances that have come before you with the amount of work that was put in by the committee, Alderman Frosco, as well as Alderman Howley, who chaired quite a few of the Judiciary Committee meetings. So just want the record to be clear on that point. And Alderman Osmond started the process, so she's there from the beginning. So for the rest of you who were not part of the Judiciary Committee to understand what they were doing.
Thank you very much. Committee reports. Any straggling committee reports that we might have had? No? So I'm just going to mention it. Community Development, Finance, Public Health and Safety, Municipal Services, Judiciary. Aldermanic announcements or comments? Go ahead, Alderman.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm curious to know your stance on Metra cutting service of Metric Electric.
Very disappointed. Seriously disappointed, even though, I'll be honest with you, all my life, probably a handful of times I've used electric service, because I basically, wherever I was going downtown, I would use the Rock Island line. But highly disappointed that because of low ridership according to Metra and the RTA, that they want to cut it. As soon as we found that out, we said, you know what, we need a forum here so that we can address that with the residents here and the riders who this is going to affect. And I even suggested whether or not they could bring in a reduced schedule, and they said no. So I said, okay, then you need to come and address this to the public and give your reasons why you want to do what you want to do, not for those riders who depend on that service. Again, and now thinking with the presidential library going in that area, why are you going to cut it? It doesn't make sense. So we'll see. We're going to have to, when they come here, we're going to have to address those experts why they came up with that decision.
Thank you. That's a great answer. I appreciate that. Do you think you could write a letter to the Metro Board?
Sure.
On city letterhead?
And I suggest that we all write letters.
No, I think that we should.
Myself, the aldermen, the residents, and put the pressure on the RTA. You know what?
Metro.
Yeah, and Metro.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Alderman, go ahead.
Who attended the Metro meetings?
Pardon?
Who attended the Metro meetings?
There was only two. Your brother wasn't able to make it, but we had our city clerk and our city treasurer. I met them privately like a week thereafter. And that's when I addressed the issues that I'm addressing to you right now. That I was very, very disappointed in their supposedly decision based on numbers, based on this. And it wasn't fair. For all the years that we've had two lines, the regular Metro, the Rock Island line, and the electric, for them to decide to say, you know what, it's not worth it. Not fair, in my opinion. Go ahead, Bill.
And I also wanted to address Marcia Ruck and let you know that I am not your alderman.
Go ahead. And then, sorry, I forgot. I wanted to also give some props to Director Teddy Ruthenberg at the golf course. The golf course looks fantastic. He's doing a great job, even with people coming and messing things up during outings and getting in the way. So just want to say great job, Teddy. Keep up the good work. So.
And I want to thank Teddy again. Teddy, your bathrooms are perfect. I was going to think that as a result of you being the male, that they weren't going to pay attention to those bathrooms. Guess what? I do pay attention to those freaking bathrooms. And just keep them the way they are. All right? Any other comment? Go ahead, Paul.
Mr. Mayor, would you please state the date of the meeting here about the Metro on the 21st?
It's the 21st. Here, you know what, I didn't bring the special 4 to 7, right? Yeah.
4 to 7?
Yeah, so we need everybody here, whether you write or don't, we need to show pressure that we need to keep that line going, even if it's a limited schedule over the weekends. Because in case of emergency, we need it. They might not think so, but we know we need it. Any other comments? Alderman, go ahead.
As the mayor stated last Sunday, Mission Covenant held their first annual blessing of motorcycles. I want to publicly thank the city, the police department, Blue Island Television for all their splendid cooperation and all their help. It was a great success, partly because of your participation. Thank you.
And I didn't bring mine out or else I was going to be arrested, so that's why I had my mic out. It's too loud. Go ahead.
Mayor, my concern, now that we have our committees formed, in regards to public service here, can there be some kind of a special meeting with the municipal or as a whole in regards to the waste management?
Given transparency, if the alderman want a meeting of the whole, whether it's next Tuesday, leave it up to you.
I was going to have a municipal committee meeting on Monday, the 19th at 6 p.m. I'm hoping that everybody could make it. I didn't want to announce it until I verified, but
So is that, Alderman, can we say that you're going to have it on Monday then?
Monday at 6 p.m.
I'm just concerned because he's saying 17 days.
All right. Go ahead.
Do you know what the bill backlog is right now?
Well,
Unpaid bills?
Couple months.
Couple months. It's this thick. It's a lot of unpaid bills from your unwillingness to form committees in 2 months. So,
well,
thank you.
You're more than welcome. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Your responsibility.
Alderman Rita, when is your meeting for the?
Monday, what's Monday's date? 19th?
19th.
At 6 p.m.
6 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other comments? Go ahead, Alderman, go ahead. No, Alderman Johnson. Go ahead.
I was a question. The interest from the monies that we have in our bank accounts, I was just wondering, how are they allocated, per quarter?
How are they allocated for the interest?
My understanding is that it goes right through the finance, it used to be finance director, Anastasia. Okay, and certain things are directly from the county, certain property taxes, certain items of the TIFs, those are automatically designated to certain areas. Okay, the general fund, there's certain money that goes into the general fund. So there's specific accounts that specify certain money that goes directly to that account. Okay, so and there's certain ones like the TIFs are special accounts, the grants are special accounts. Besides the grants and TIFs, every department is allocated under appropriation, but the general fund pays certain ones, and then there's certain ones that are allocated specifically from specific accounts. Grants and TIFs are separate. Okay. Whatever comes into those accounts has to be spent in those specific areas with specific guidelines.
Can you answer this for me, Treasurer Villado? Like the positions that we appoint people to, like the directors and things of that nature, is it possible to get a copy of what they make, like yearly?
Yes, this is what I was trying to explain earlier. In the past 2 years, or 2.5 years, when certain directors, either retirement or stepped down, okay, left in the middle of their year or whatever, okay, we didn't even finish the appropriation completely because Mr. Anastasia left with short notice, whatever the situation, okay? So we were left in a situation that we even the appropriation, we were meeting with all the department heads, Director Rita, Andy, certain, and Anastasia was there for most of the time, so to get input from all the departments to do appropriate appropriation like we've done in the past. And it was very well handled at that way. And then it goes from that discussion, goes to discussion for the mayor, and then goes to the finance committee and so on and so forth, the process. When Mr. Roth left, we saw it, we would have a different perspective of not filling that position. So there was made, other recommendations were made to the mayor okay? There was certain recommendations made to the mayor, and they were accepted. So the position for Mr. Hawk retiring, discussed it, made certain arrangements, brought it to the mayor, those suggestions were accepted. Okay, so that, then Mr. Anastasia left, the other director. Okay, again, so other people had to step up. Okay, and so the discussion, we didn't even finish the appropriation, correct? And at that time, Finance Chairman Rita even specifically, discussed it with the committee and everybody, basically saying that, we might have to come back and make adjustments to this.
Okay.
To answer your question, Alderman, you want to know how it's broken up with the interest, correct? Was that the original question with the interest?
That was the first question. This question is about the payroll, pretty much, on what the directors are making. Because there was a question brought up about experience, right? There was questions about knowledge of and things of that nature and quality for these director positions. My question was only to find out what they're making. But then that would be a true judge of, are they qualified to have this type of revenue coming in? Or is this or what? That was the question for me. And I don't know if any other aldermen want that knowledge, but I think it should be, the word transparent, that everybody should know, right?
Right. It is in the appropriation, just so you know. It is listed.
Okay.
And also, for the interest, I'm sure we can get that information for Alderman Johnson, correct?
Oh, for all of us. It's just not about me,
Well,
Alderman Reed. It's just not about me. But thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Because Matt Anastasia, he did have it set up that we can get the information for you.
Okay, cool.
City Clerk, you wanted to chime in on something? You want to say something?
Yeah, the city stickers are on sale. To get them, we're open Saturdays from 8 to 12, as well as our regular hours during the week, 7:30 to 4. But Saturday from 8 to 12 through the end of the month.
Chief, I'm sorry, I wasn't finished. I got a few questions. The next one, is there a budget being worked for the rec center? And if it is, when? Because it was rumored the last time the alderman got a raise, it was like in the late 60s or the early 70s. And I say that because we don't have a budget for the rec center. And I personally come out of my own pocket to pay for rubber bands, pencils, papers, and et cetera down there. So that's my question there. And the rec center is also a cooling center, as well as a heating center for the wintertime. So if there's anybody that you guys know, that's outside, sort of maybe in between homeless and things of that nature, the center is set up to be a cooling center. Today, the splash pad was not turned on for the children. It was 90 degrees outside. It was rumored that there needs to be an experiment on the splash pad. But I'm saying, why are we talking about doing an experiment today?
They were ordered, we just talked about it at the department head meeting today, Alderman. The parts that they ordered are on their way in. And the parts are going to be such that we won't have to manually turn the splash pad on. The kids will be able to work it right there when they're there.
Right, it originally was set up that way.
There was a delay in the delivery. It was supposed to have been there, but Mr. Postroll reported to us this morning that there is a delay. He's expecting it any day, and at that time, the splash pad will be open.
Thank you, Director Reader, but the question was why the splash pad was not turned on today, because it's been turned on all week. That's my question. Because I got hundreds of phone calls, and then people know where I stay at. In that neighborhood, so, but my thing is, if I could have just, being transparent, pushed all that over there to Public Works, that would have been a beautiful thing, but I got bothered.
If you'd have called me, I'd have made sure it got out. I don't know why it wasn't turned on. I would have got it out.
Director Reader, that's not your responsibility, it's the responsibility of Public Works. They could have called me, they could have emailed me, they could have texted me, or the director of the rec center. I'm just saying, it's hot. And it's been on all week. Why did that? That was my question. I appreciate all you guys, really I do. There's a group of people having an event July 1st down at the rec center. They promised porta potties. We never promised anybody no porta potties for anything, no events down there. Those same people blowing my phone up again. I asked the director of Bob Reeder. He told me he didn't know anything about it. Bob Jackson, I'm sorry. You know, you guys sort of looking alike. But the thing is, the residents are calling me, you know what I'm saying? And they showing up to my house, you know. And I appreciate them, because that's who got me off. I appreciate their concern. So now I got to make it everybody's concern. I appreciate Chief Clinton. We had an explosion down there, the 138th Division. I'm glad he was in position. I'm glad he was him. Because that thing could have got out of hand. And he, from his experience, from his quality service, it did not. I thank Director Reeder for getting the information out and letting people know.
Thank you.
And last but not least, Corbacus had a lamb roast and a wine tasting. Oh my God. You guys missed the treat, really. You know, this thing is in Blue Island, and I think we need to actually pay tribute to our people, you know, to our businesses. This business they've been in business over 100 years. How many people can say that in Blue Island? Over 100 years. And I'd like to thank the Corbacus for what they've done. They have donated things down to the rec center. And that's the only way we're going to survive, because we got a Republican governor that ain't turning loose no money at all. So the only way we're going to make it, we're going to have to depend and lean on each other as a team. And I just thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any other aldermen? Aldermen? Go ahead.
Just an announcement. I was, along with Alderman Fausto, one of the paddlers on the dragon boats. And I've never done that before. I'm not a very athletic person. And I rode because marathon, so, but I think I held up my own pretty good. It was a phenomenal experience in our ward, second ward. And I hope it grows every year. I don't know if Kevin Brown's still here or not, but I think he did a great job and his wife organizing the event. So I want to thank them. I want to thank the Southland Convention Visitors Bureau. I want to thank the Park District, the city, everybody worked together to get that together. And it was a great event, and hopefully we can build on it every single year for the whole community. So thank you.
Thank you. Alderman, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. On behalf of Alderman Reed and I, we just want to thank the Blue Island Fire Department and all the responding fire departments that responded to the fire on the east side last week. We did see the mayor out there. You guys did a great job. And props to that hero who was doing his laundry next door, ran in and got everyone out. I think we're going to give him some sort of award at the next meeting maybe. But thank you to him. Thank you, Jen and Tom and the rest of the Blue Island Fire Department and Mr. Rita.
And the 911 operators.
Thank you.
Alderman, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to mention two things. One, as you mentioned earlier, we're restructuring, reassigning committees, and want to reiterate what Attorney Ray's mentioned earlier. I did chair Judiciary. I really want to thank the members of that committee, especially Alderman Tom Hawley, for helping me keep things going while for the past 7 months my schedule had been constrained due to work and due to some personal things going on that I don't feel I needed to share with anybody, but I really want to thank the committee for keeping afloat, and I just want to thank Alderman Guerra, Alderman Slattery, Alderman Pools. I really thank you guys enough. I can't thank you guys enough for dealing with me with my schedule, and also Attorney Rain. So thank you.
You're welcome.
The other thing I want to mention, and feed off of Alderman Blau talking about marathons. Actually, today I just decided again that I'm going to run again this year's marathon, and I decided to run as a charity runner for Ronald McDonald House Charities. So I will be getting that information out. I'm excited to do it. When I ran it last year, I said it was one and done, but I decided to tell me to run another one. So, I'm running for a great organization, and I know a family someone who is a former Blue Islander, who, had a family event and they were affected, and this charity has stepped up and helped them out. So I think that's why I chose this charity this year. Last year I supported veterans, so this year I'm supporting this charity. And I'll get the information out and start training again.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's all. Thank you, Mayor.
Marsha Rauch, are you still here? Yes, I am. Guess what? I'm your alderman. Hi, Nancy Thompson. You're in the 5th ward.
Any other aldermanic comments, announcements? Need a motion to, Alderman, go ahead.
I'm not going to be on the Community Development Committee anymore, but I want to thank Tom Hawley. I enjoyed working with you the last 4 years, so, and all the other members of the committee.
Go ahead.
All right. The aldermen that are on finance, will you please see me so I can schedule a meeting after this meeting, please?
Thank you. Motion for adjournment, motion by Alderman Pittman, second. By Alderman Vera, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you.